welcome to episode 3 of Rolling Dice with Tony Vice. This one is going to be titled The One About Zine Quest, and that's what we'll talk about today is zines. Tomorrow is the start of excuse me, Kickstarter Zine Quest for the month of February. I'm going to talk about what a zine is, that's what I view what a zine is, and all the crazy fun things you can get out there for the next month or so. So first, we will talk about what a zine, in my opinion, and what a lot of people view zines are. I'll show you some examples, and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be offering for Zine Quest. First time I've ever put anything out on for anybody to have for public consumption, I guess is the term we use. So we'll start off with what I think a zine is. I grew up in the mid '90s listening to punk rock and uh, alternative music. So to me, my first experience with zines were the big ones like Maximum Rock and Roll, and also in the small town, big town, my small town, but there were kids that would create 8.5 by 11 sheets printed at the high school, front and back, stapled together at the corner, and they would take them to the local record store and just give them away for free. So they'd have like 5 to 6 pages of just random art, reviews of local shows, reviews of whatever they were listening to at the time, stories, comics, things like that. Just everything was self-made, the DIY attitude, the do-it-yourself type of thing. And I feel like that's kind of harnessed into the stuff that the people are doing with their Zine Quest. Um, but yeah, let's get started on what I got here. So reach over here. First thing I have is um, the Country Meat Grinders Classics. One of them that Tim Snyder has put out. I'll kind of show that here. I'm not so sure this was an offering for Zine Quest, but this is definitely zine format. It's got about 8 normal sheets of paper on the inside, front and back. Eight. It's 5.5 by 8.5. So sheet of paper folded in half lengthways. He uses a colored sheet of hard stock for the cover. It's all black and white. This really is reminiscent of the stuff you'd see kids putting out, in record stores. Um, I also saw before the Zine Quest was a thing, at the local game store, you'd see somebody self-publish something, especially up in Olympia. The one I go to up there, they would do that, and you'd see this kind of stuff. Nothing super slick, but definitely zine quality in my opinion. This is good. I've read through this. I've not played it. I think definitely worth picking up. The next one that I have to show you is grab it here. There it is. A little more polished, I think. A little bit covers a little. I think it's probably a little thicker for the cover. This is Desperation of the Hungry. This is Breaker Press Games. Nick Barron. This was a Zine Quest offering. But yeah, it's a little bit more art, more of a glossy cover. The gloss, I think, feels glossier. Maybe just printed differently. Not sure if it's a gloss finish on it or not. I've never asked how it's made or anything like that. But this definitely has the same zine vibes. Just feels like it might be a little bit more probably done in a printer. Actually, I know this is done in a printer. I know Nick does these at his local print shop. And I don't know that I'm not sure that I've not talked to Tim Snyder to see if that's where he did his at. But this seems like something he probably could just do at home, and it looks great. I mean, it's all about the material inside, and how well you really are attracted to the content. Um, Next up, I have one two zines that I picked up last year. I didn't find out about Zine Quest until about the fall of 2023. So when 2024 rolled around, I jumped on board, got some DCC stuff. There was a lot of stuff out there, a lot of good, really good looking stuff, but I don't have a lot of time to play random games or the people to do it with. So I just stuck to with what I knew. But what I did pick up was first up is Drug Demon Disco. Drug Demon Disco is the Ninja City #2, pretty much, from the Reverend Joey Royale. It's an adventure for Ninja City. Um, he published this that he published this for DCC as a compatible product. You play ninjas, you fight bad guys in the city, and it's really kind of cool game. I have the original, which I did not. I bought it, but I didn't get involved with the the Zine Quest they had on Kickstarter. And that is somewhere. Oops. Anyway, I can't find it at the moment. I just had it here, but I will link that in the show notes below so you can check it out yourself. Pick up a copy of both of these. I would highly recommend it. This I have never ran and I've never played, and it feels like a travesty that I have. The last zine, another, and again, I want to point out the full color, thick, thick paper, definitely glossy, definitely to protect the art. The inside is black and white. See, black and white, very very uniform throughout. Uh, some cool art in here. The last one I want to show you, again, another slick type of zine with some wild art, is H2O Apocalypse from Josh Yoder. This is another DCC compatible and Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland, which is another game that I recommend checking out. Again, I've never played it. I've had options to play online multiple times, but it always falls on a night that I'm always busy. So one of these days I'll jump into Brian Shutter's Discord channel and jump into one of those games that somebody's running. But this one is, I feel like, a definite work of art because not only I love the color, this is, unlike that was Ninja City's Ninjas, this is like surf punk music mixed with punk rockers with the flavor of Waterworld, and everything's underwater. The rich live really great little barges, and this is fun to have. I have ran this. I've played in this. Uh, any chance you have to back at the highest level to play with the guy writing something when it just seems to be calling your name, I highly recommend doing that. I do not regret doing that. But yeah, this, what I love about this, if I can get a good angle here, is just everything, every page, the text, the art, just the design. The design is just beautiful. I love this, and the rules are a lot of fun. And it's super. It's a super. This one's about 50 pages, I would say, with the covers. But the material in this is great, and this one comes with all the way to start and how to play the game. The difference is each of these zines um, have a little bit of a variation on the DCC rule set, which adds something to it, I feel like. And they're kind of needed, especially in this. It beefs up your characters a little bit. It's needed because it's very, it adds the flavor of, you're just a little tougher. It's still just as deadly as a DCC game is, but anyway, those are my picks. Those two, the two I just showed you, the two were from last year's Zine Quest. This year, I am going to be putting something out for WHPA TV 13 Fairhaven for Joey Royale's other game that he actually created. It's going to be based on an employee-owned big box store that was around for a long time, but it was really part of my childhood from the middle of the 80s until the very beginning of the 90s before it shut down. It shut down as the entity it was and changed, but it was never the same in my opinion. But I needed something that could be focused. All the WHPA stuff Joey has created is great. It's all over the place for me, and I needed something to focus on. So I decided to create something that I could use in my own game, and that maybe other people would really like. And hopefully, you check that out. I'll put the links down below for that. So that is the Zine Quest episode in a nutshell. As I have said, every third episode I do is going to be just something that I want to just chat about or that's on my mind, something that's not really so much structured. So if you like, any of the content that I'm throwing out there for you, please subscribe, like the videos, keep checking it out, and I hope to chat with you guys later. So you guys have a great night. Okay.